Alright, good evening, and welcome. Okay. So, let's see, last time we got the third jewel. I guess, I wasn't sure when we got the second one, but I guess it was at that, first tribe they stopped at. Just didn't notice it. But yeah, we should have 3 jewels now, because one was on the back of the dragon. What was his name again? Bertrand? Bertrand, the dragon. Colonel Bertrand. And apparently Napoleon might be the emperor that caused this wall to appear and start killing everyone. Seems to basically be some kind of moth stigmata activation device thing. And we're just about to move on, I guess, to the wherever the 4th jewel is. Ending our time here, leaving Colonel Bertrand behind to watch over this tribe of people, take charge. The sun sets and the stars make their presence known. The heat coming off the stadium could still be felt, and the ruins were still decorated with precious colored lights. This roller coaster-like journey comes to a halt, and exhaustion finally caught up to the young Valkyrie. I'm feeling tired all of a sudden. We haven't taken a break in 2 days, have we? I just want to lie down and have a good night of sleep. That sounds good. The air here is nice, and the terrain has been well maintained. Stop it, or else I'm really going to fall asleep here until tomorrow. Should I bring a tent then? There won't be a problem if we use one. Yes, there is. Why camp outside if we have a place to stay? Well, resting here doesn't sound so bad. And our quarters are a little too far away. Stars are beautiful tonight. This beautiful starry night has been above us every night here. So why do unpleasant things keep happening? Like it all in the High Priestess, we caused things to end the way they did. Bianca-sama. I know, Rita. I know. If we hadn't intervened, Lycanol probably would have died in a civil war. The Federation under the High Priestess's control would have crossed lines that shouldn't be crossed. But I can't help but feel disgusted at my own powerlessness. Please don't blame yourself, Bianca-sama. That isn't like you. That isn't like you. I do believe those with power have a responsibility to uphold, but no matter how strong someone is, they can't be omnipotent like God. Not even the Overseer is able to run his organization all by himself. I know that very well. How can I put it? It's like an obsessive-compulsive disorder. If my efforts don't bring the best possible results, I begin to feel depressed. I hate this kind of self-introspection, but I'm aware this isn't a healthy way of living. I'll probably become a very boring and depressed person in 5 or 10 years. But this is the only way I know how to become stronger. I have to be stronger. Way stronger. Most of the people I knew, teachers, fellow Valkyries, are no longer in this world. In our world, people's lives can be torn apart so easily by something beyond our understanding, as if they were a fragile piece of paper. I hate it. That's why I want to do my best, for those who are no longer here. I think it's similar to the reason why you became a maid, right? Huh? Was I mistaken? Rank A Valkyrie, Rita Rosweiss. Tell me, why did you become a maid? According to the documents I've read, your apprenticeship at the Overseer's place ended a long time ago. Knowing you're interested in me makes me very happy. Please stop teasing me. Wanting to get to know one's subordinates better is a natural thing to do. Is it something you don't want to share? No, not at all. But it'll take some time to explain. In that case, let me tell you a story. Story of a certain Valkyrie and a certain girl. The date is 2007. And the location is Manchester, England. 5 years ago, a Honkai incident occurred in the girl's hometown. From a worldwide perspective, it was just a small incident where no one died. Probably only a handful of people remember it even happened. But that incident was the trigger that changed the life of a little girl who was supposed to inherit her family business and become a florist. She left her flower garden, underwent rigorous training, and became a Valkyrie. That day, a monster that indiscriminately tried to destroy everything in its path appeared. Screams and silhouettes of people panicking flooded the streets. By the time the girl realized what was happening, the monster was already in the vicinity. She was just a regular first-year middle schooler. All she could do was hide between the stands and pray not to be found. And then, as if her prayers had been answered, a savior angel appeared. Are you hurt, little girl? An angel dressed in lace fought the monster in front of her. The girl felt as if she was watching an art performance. By the time reinforcements arrived and the Honkai beast was dealt with, the girl returned to her senses. And when she couldn't muster up the strength to stand up and walk for herself. No need to be shy. You can count on this big sister in times like these. The safe zone wasn't that far away, so in reality, the angel only carried her for about a minute. But to her, it felt like an eternity, a moment of bliss full of light and pleasant aromas. Purity, elegance, warmth, strength. Every virtue mankind has could be felt coming off her. Although back then the little girl was too shy and couldn't express those feelings inside her heart properly. Yeah, you should be safe here. There's a chance the site of the incident could be dangerous, so don't wander off, okay? Are you worried about the flowers? Don't worry, I think the insurance company has you covered. No. I wanted to... Thank you very much. You're welcome. As thanks, if you feel like it, come visit my shop anytime tomorrow. Here, my business card. The angel put down the girl on a bench and immediately went somewhere else. The girl carefully looked at the card the angel gave her. She called it her business card, but it was a card for a certain cafe. Abyss Angel, Liverpool Street 243. Are they trying to increase their number of customers? The girl thought. On the following day, the girl arranged a flower bouquet fitting for the angel, and visited Abyss Angel in the afternoon right after opening time. Excuse me. Only when the words came out of her mouth, she realized how careless she'd been. She went as far as preparing a flower bouquet, but never asked the angel for her name. Excuse me, got some phlegm. Okay. Isn't this Scarborough Fair? Fortunately, the inside of the store wasn't so big, and the angel quickly noticed the little girl. Good day, little lady. You came after all. I'm so happy. You know her, Aslog? Yeah, we met yesterday. Thank you for saving me yesterday. This is a token of my appreciation. I thought sunflowers would suit you well. Oh my, they're so pretty. Thank you. Would you like a cappuccino? It's on the house. Delicious. I'm honored by your praise, little lady. There's no need to call me lady. I understand it's part of the job, but it's a bit embarrassing. I am Rita Rosweiss. Please just call me Rita. Rita, spelled like R-I-T-A? What a nice name. I'm Ragna Lothbrock. A pleasure to be your acquaintance, Rita. Huh? Didn't the other maid call you Aslog? Yeah, that's kind of a pseudonym I was given for my work here. The name Aslog was taken from the same source. It's way cuter than Ragna. Ragna and Aslog have the same source? Ah, the famous Viking hero. The name of his wife was Aslog. Yes, it's that Ragna. My mother wanted to raise me as a warrior, so she came up with that name. My surname also happened to be Lothbrock. Your mother? One would think the father in the family would have those kinds of ideas. Well, she's a Valkyrie. It was inevitable. Valkyrie? Like an idol from Shixel? No, we're not idols. We're genuine soldiers. My actual job's to deal with Honkai incidents like the one from yesterday. Okay, so I guess the Valkyries are normally just shown as idols? Or maybe that's one of the ways they pass off in the regular world. Since Honkai is not supposed to be well known. I see. So that's why you were able to beat that monster. But then, why is a Valkyrie working as a part-time maid in a cafe? Do they also, Do this? I'm sorry you had to see me like that. My part-time job is part of a 2-week-long social activity. Actually, I'll be leaving Manchester tomorrow. Is that so? Social activities. I understand. Speaking of that, do you know what kind of advantages people in the service industry have when it comes to communicating with others? Advantage? Like being able to gather information eavesdropping? Valkyries aren't spies. They don't do that kind of work. Well, some of them do. But you weren't that far off. What I meant was that it's easy for people in the service industry to reach the truth. Like a customer not bothering to lie in front of a waiter? Exactly. People often live their lives wearing a mask, especially in this country. It's said human relationships are like porcupines. They keep each other close for warmth. If they get too close, they'll pinch each other with their needles. So what you do is keep a low profile and appear to not be obviously threatening. People often lower their guard around those close to them. That way, you'll be able to find out what a person is really like. If you don't mind me asking, were you embarrassed when you began working as a maid? Yeah, I definitely was. But if you think about it, it's a rare life experience worth checking out, don't you think? The angel and the girl spent the rest of the day talking. They talked a lot. The fact that the girl ended up becoming a maid like her later in life was just a happy coincidence. Ah, you fell asleep, Bianca-sama. You didn't get to hear Ragna-sama's name then. And here I finally mustered the courage to talk about her. Good timing, Rita. I have a job only you can do. Anything you desire, Overseer. Take a look at these documents. No matter what happens, I need you to secure the growth of this girl. Bianca Adagina, rank A Valkyrie, 12 years old. 12 years old? Yes, she's 12 years old. She's the youngest rank A Valkyrie in all of history. Speaking of age, if I recall correctly, you were 13 when you joined the headquarters for training under Ragna's recommendation. Yes, I am honored you remembered. It's nothing special. I know every detail about every rank A Valkyrie. For instance, the woman who recommended you, Ragna, was a splendid Valkyrie. Just like you are right now. Her death was a great loss for us. Rita Rossweiss, I ask you, the finest Valkyrie recommended by the late Ragnar Lothbrok. Please look after this kid who decided to follow Ragnar's footsteps and become a Valkyrie. Your orders are my will, Overseer. But if I may ask, do you consider Bianca-sama a sample or a person? You've been trained well. Let me put it this way, Rita. I have special expectations from this girl. Not so special to the point I need to hide them, but to talk about them requires certain conditions to be met. It would be appropriate to quote that line from that famous novel in times like these. Wait and hope. Don't remember which one that's from. A few days later. Alice! Based on your course, the Caledonia will soon leave the Caribbean Sea and enter South American waters. Glad to hear that. We had to make quite the detour due to the spiraling Gulf Stream. Oh, this guy's coming with us. This submarine is awesome. In only half a day, it covered enough distance to go around the Federation. It's all thanks to the high-speed currents. At its normal speed, it would even lose to a bicycle moving on the ground. Kedio, was it? So, you said the Federation had an exchange with a southern country 50 years ago. Yes, that's what I heard from my grandma when I was little. There's a big country far south, and when my grandma was little, people from there used to come to the Federation to do business. But that didn't last long. Perhaps due to our cultural differences, some of them violated the Federation's laws and had to be expelled. Since then, merchants from the south stopped coming to the Federation. My grandma said that it's possible that southern country is no longer there. However, there's still a chance that southern country still exists, right? Indeed. But what matters the most is that its location is similar to the one where one of the gems is located. Do you all remember? A space center near the edge of a desert. The gem we found in Egypt. A limestone cave glowing like a jewel in a rainforest. The gem we found in Yucatan. Okay, yeah, so it was in that cave, I guess where Iconol died. Oh, she didn't really die there, she died a little later. The others were a flower blooming amidst a blizzard, an idol dazzling on the stage, a desolated island with statues pointing toward the shore, and a mysterious city surrounded by volcanoes and snowy ridges. Wait. Blizzard, statues pointing toward the shore. Okay, space center near the edge of the desert. Egypt. The cave, the gem on Yucatan. Okay, what about the one that was on Bertrand's back? That one just wasn't mentioned? Could it be you figured out the location of that city? Yes. We were able to narrow down the location thanks to the records from the Great Library. There's only one city that fits that description. The city of Quito, located at the equator in South America. According to Professor Schrödinger, in another world that city serves as the capital of the Republic of Ecuador. It's possible there might not have been an Ecuador in this world, but going there should give us a hint about that mysterious southern country. And a way to safely reach Quito? Yeah, we'll learn more about that on the way. In that case, Captain, would you like to resurface? You're almost at the ABC Islands. ABC Islands? It's just a boring abbreviation. You'll see once we get there. We can see Aruba and Bonaire in the distance. And the one we're standing on is Curacao. Curacao? Get it? ABC. I told you it's a boring abbreviation. Well, the only boring thing this place has is its name. The island we're on is worth exploring. At the very least, it should help us prove the American continent is not a deserted land. You say that because there is a road? Exactly. We're used to living alongside roads. But roads don't appear out of nowhere. I see. You're saying mankind has been here, and it must not be a small number of people. Correct. Well then, let's see where this road takes us. With any luck, we'll find wheel tracks or footprints. These are large footprints. They're heading toward that hill up ahead. Let's go. The footprints are still fresh. They must not be too far away. The footprints stopped here. Whoa, Bianca-sama, look! Not the ground, up front. Up front? This... a stone statue. Has a strangely modern feel to it. It's a very well-defined statue. I don't know, I can't think of anything that would be in South America that would involve petrification. But it almost looks like somebody's petrified. Upon closer inspection, it looks like it's been weathered quite a lot. Think it has anything to do with the gems? You serious? Of course not. This statue and this island are completely different from the ones you saw back then. Or could it be you get the urge to collect gems whenever stone statues and islands are brought up together? That little mouth of yours. I wonder how I should shut it up. Ah, someone save me! Murderer! Swords have rights too! Lamo. Impressive. This face. Where have I seen it before? Yeah, I feel like I have seen it before. But it sort of lacks features, so I can't really tell. Considering the style of the statue, it doesn't seem like it has anything to do with Dudu's gems. Could it be a southern relic or something like that? Given the weather conditions of this place, it must be quite old. It certainly wasn't made in the last couple of decades. Really? Are you sure? You can even see the... oh. You can even see the face very clearly. I have to agree with Dudu. There are traces of lacquer on the pedestal. I'm certain this statue was originally painted. Also, it's a very high-quality one. Stone can't be easily corroded by rain. It may even be older than Chichen Itza. Anyway, this statue has nothing to do with the footprints we were following. It's only interesting in an archaeological sense. Archaeology? Even though the sense of time in this place has been warped by drifters coming from many different eras? That's what makes it so interesting. For instance, the model for this statue is wearing an Asian dress, which could mean a famous sculptor once came to this world. Maybe he failed to communicate with the natives, but got a job thanks to his skill set, and later made this stone statue out of nostalgia. Or perhaps the person the statue is based on came to this world herself. She might have been wise or brave, and somehow ended up being worshipped by the natives, who then made this statue to honor her. Both stories are pretty different, aren't they? That's right, but you can't truly deny any of the two, right? But there can only be one truth. Does the truth even exist in the first place? Oh boy, now we're getting philosophical. What do you mean by that? I thought you would agree with me, considering you call yourself detective and all that. Calm down and listen to me. I agree a detective should believe there can only be one truth. The incidents a detective is put on are of that nature. But put yourself in the shoes of an archaeologist. Imagine a person who lived a long time ago. For convenience, we'll call him Adam. That's what our ancestors used to call their precursor. Now here's a question for you. How many children did Adam have? Did he have any siblings? What was his favorite food? His hobbies? There's no way I could answer. I don't know anything about him at all. That's right. You don't know Adam, and there's no information about him, so you can't answer. How many children or siblings he had, the food he liked, and his hobbies are all a buried truth to us. There are no answers for every question in this world. Try imagining it. There have been hundreds of billions of people throughout history, and just like our Adam, we don't know anything about them. Maybe that buried truth existed, or maybe it didn't. But it obviously existed. We just have no way to know it. You're not wrong about that, but hear me out. It's inevitable that the truth of the past exists in the past. It's a coincidence that the truth of the past exists in the present. We live in the present, not the past. When it comes to the truth of the past, we can only make deductions or guesses at best. And personally, things that I can't even begin to deduct might as well not exist. But that's too... If you want the opinion of a playwright, the cruelest thing in the world is not the fact that the truth is buried, but that the story born from it is incredibly boring. So let's go. Let's see if these footprints lead us to something interesting or something boring. Heck? Listen, fools who tried to sneak up on the 3rd Battalion. You're surrounded. Put your hands up. The heck? Stay still and do as we say. We'll perform a body check on you. I'm a rank A Valkyrie. Why do I have to go through a body check? You called yourself 3rd Battalion, didn't you? From which country? Identify yourself first. Don't move. Stay still. Who do you think you are? Coward hiding himself behind a full body armor? Very well. Doo-doo, teach them a lesson. Wait! Garcilaso de la Vega, stand down. Roger that. You called yourself a Valkyrie, didn't you? You're the Valkyrie often mentioned in many myths and legends? Wait. That voice and infrared signal coming from that soldier. Roland-sama? Is that you, Roland? Huh? The heck? That's right. I'm Roland Inca, General of the 3rd Battalion of the Inca Republic. Okay, so this must not be Doo-doo's Roland. Or, well, I mean, I guess it... Well, no, because... She's a Valkyrie. Well... She wasn't really a Valkyrie. Might have had a stigmata. Okay, yeah, so she wouldn't know what a Valkyrie is, so... Could still be the same person. But she would recognize her sword, so... It shouldn't be the same person. Wait, but the sword looks different now. Oh, goodness. Yeah, the sword changed its form. What's your name, talking sword? Roland-sama, you don't remember me? I'm your sword, Durandal. I don't recall anyone by that name. Are you perhaps mistaking me for someone else with the same name? That can't be. Even if I were to become a piece of scrap metal, you would recognize me. Okay, yeah, so this is an alternate Roland. Apologies, it seems one of my crew members is bothering you. Let me apologize in their stead. I'll be counting on you to translate, Rita. Leave it to me, Captain Sama. I am Marion William Shakespeare, captain of the Caledonia. These are my sailors. We're in the middle of a journey across the world to collect the artifacts needed to take down the tyrant who has taken over the old world. If you speak the language of the old world, you most likely know about it. Old world. Ah, you mean the continent of Europe across the sea. I see. You intend to perform a sneak attack from behind. From behind? Isn't the only way to reach Europe by ship? Could it be you guys don't know about the Waka Tunnel? What's that? You lot really came from far away. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. In simpler terms, it's a path that goes through the center of the Earth and connects both sides of the planet. It's also a fortress that's been protected since the foundation of our republic. Oh. It's the Republic's duty to protect this continent, this world, the invigorating knight declared about her country. From the archipelago at the north of the equator to the icy lands at the south, the Republic protects the entirety of the South American continent. On the other hand, they must also spare soldiers to protect the Waka Tunnel, which leads to the core of the planet. Thus, the frontiers are guarded by battalions like hers who take turns from their frontline duties. However, geographically speaking, there are very little threats at the frontiers of the Republic. This mission is like a half sightseeing trip. According to Captain Shakespeare and other knights, it's impossible to cross the oceans of this world unless it's done via submarine. There are always waves of over 100 meters in the middle of the ocean. For comparison, in the world the young Valkyries come from, there are at most waves of 20 to 30 meters caused by natural phenomena such as tsunamis and typhoons. This world still holds many secrets, but the top priority of the Valkyries is to obtain information regarding the Ether Anchor. And while they're at it, find the remaining gems to complete the Holy Sword. Oh, so that machine over there is your submarine? Yeah. My wonderful Caledonia has sailed over 20,000 leagues. Can you cross the Atlantic in one day with it? What, does our dear knight want to go on a vacation to Egypt? I'll happily take you anywhere, as long as there's anything of value in it for me. Oh, it's not like that. I was thinking if your submarine is fast enough, I could show you the way to the Waka Tunnel myself. Are you serious? Isn't it the most important fortress in your country? We have an unseen enemy in common, so I thought it'd be better if we get to know each other. But in that case, wouldn't you prefer if we showed you what we're capable of? It would be rude toward you guys. You're guests in my country. Besides, the speed of the Caledonia could prove to be a powerful asset. Eh? Seems I'm being underestimated. I can take on Honkai beasts with my bare hands, you know. Honkai? How do you know that name? Ah, did I forget to tell you? In my world, a Valkyrie is a soldier who fights the Honkai. We've come from, something similar to a parallel world. Ah, yes. I figured it was something like that. And if I understood correctly, the Honkai is not a phenomenon unique to this world. In that case, please allow me to accompany you. Hey, why did you kneel all of a sudden? A Honkai not only gives birth to monsters, but it also corrupts the body. Without enough resistance, a person can't last a week fighting the front lines, even if they were to use a thick armor. That's why our troops on the front lines are on a constant rotation. And when it comes to actual combat, only Star Whisperers who bear the name of Inca like me can fight. It's not a place for regular soldiers. If Valkyries are on par or stronger than our Star Whisperers and specialize in dealing with Honkai beasts, then please, let me introduce you to the chairwoman of the Republic and commander of the fortress. I beg you. I don't mind paying them a visit, so please stand up. I can tell how important this is to you. Well, once you come aboard my ship, you're already a friend. Please tell me the coordinates of our destination. Thanks. The coordinates are 1.5 degree west longitude and 47.5 degrees south latitude. 1.5 degrees? Isn't it supposed to be South America? Are you sure it isn't 71.5 degrees? No, I'm sure it's 1.5 degrees. That's strange. There's no land on those coordinates, in the middle of the ocean. I see. Excuse me, Roland-san, but which prime meridian do you use? Which? Isn't the only one the line that passes through the city of Cusco? Huh? It appears the latitude and longitude system of her country is different than ours, Captain. Didn't expect that. Never heard of a system that didn't use Greenwich as its prime meridian. I don't know where this Greenwich place is. Now that we know what the problem is, we can solve it easily. Are you there, Alice? Please calculate 1.5 degrees west of Cusco to our system. Understood. Based on the data from the Great Library, your destination is at 73.5 degrees west longitude. Wow, is this a video call? In the Republic, only the most important people can do them. Awesome, isn't it? Yes, it's the first time I've seen one being used outside of the fortress. You guys are the best reinforcements we could ask for. Major General Roland, that's enough flattery. I'm sorry. Wait, Chief Wanarati? Rodi? Why are you in contact with them? What do you mean? What? You two know each other? Roland, please tell them my position in the Republic. Yes. Lunarati is the chief of the Republic's Technology Intelligence Agency. She makes her way into many research facilities around the world and brings their technology to your country. Basically, you're a spy? Thank you for your praise, Edegina. The Great Library Alexandria's harbor, the rocket launch site at the pyramid, those places are second to none in the world. I need to take advantage of them for the sake of the world. But you're the mayor now. Don't you have a duty to serve your people first and foremost? The public's safety is in my best interest. As you know, a world at war with the Honkai Empire is far from safe. Besides, President Shelley is here to keep an eye on me. That's right. That said, I didn't expect that secret to come out right now. But you're still in a position of power. Are your wires crossed? How can you reveal something like that so casually? As soon as that wall is out of the way, I'll have you resign immediately. Regardless of your motives, what you're doing is against the law. Fine by me. When the time comes, I'll step down myself and leave Alexandria for good. I trust you have no objections. Come on, Shelley has it hard enough already. Don't make things worse for her. Anyway, Chief, this means the actions of the Caledonia are being monitored by the Republic, correct? If the chairman and me are in a position to represent the Republic, then the answer is yes. I'm aware of all your actions. I can assure you we've taken the necessary steps to ensure no one else knows about you. Also, Major General Roland didn't come in contact with you under any orders. Treat her kindly, would you? As if I could be mean to a cute girl like Roland. Anyway, now that you're here, might as well get you to explain a few things. What exactly is the Huaca Tunnel? Does it really go through the Earth? How? Yes, it does. As for the how, before I get to that, we need to discuss the spherical Earth theory first. Excuse me, I had to take a drink. Heck. Unexpected. Intuitively, we have enough ways to prove the Earth is not flat. Navigators of old came up with the idea of a celestial sphere by looking at the difference between the stars at the north and south, and based on the parallel relationships between the sky and the ground, they concluded the Earth was a sphere. However, this reasoning isn't very tight, because not flat doesn't mean it's a sphere. People who lived during the Age of Discovery knew two things. The stars are spinning, and the sky and the ground are parallel to each other. From the former, one can deduce there's a relative movement between the sky and the ground, but the latter doesn't prove the sky and the ground have the same structure. The reason for that is very simple. They hadn't traveled around the whole world yet. Everyone thought the Earth had a simple structure. But it's possible there might have been places navigators can't reach where the Earth is folded or bent. The stars at night also may not be accurate measures of latitude and longitude due to the fierce waves on the sea. It's a ridiculous idea. I mean, would it even be possible for a naturally formed Earth to have such a complex structure? A sphere is the most stable structure of all. That's wrong, Captain. What the Chief is probably trying to say is, the world we live in right now is not necessarily a natural formation. Professor Schrödinger is right, Captain Shakespeare. This world was originally made in the opposite direction of the ether anchor. It's an artificial construct. Let's remember how a world map is made. The world is large, so different cartographers were put in charge of different sectors. And of course, from a ground perspective, the surface is not flat. Which means those people needed to establish clear rules. If the sectors drawn by two different cartographers overlap, the parts in common must be drawn under the same rules. And then, when all pieces are put together, they become a map. Now try to imagine the world we live in as that map. The immense waves on the sea are the edges of the paper, and the high-speed currents you guys take advantage of are its fibers. Or perhaps it would be better to call them a wormhole. The Huaca Tunnel is a suture that goes through the center of the Earth, acting as the glue and spine of a book. Thus, strictly speaking, rather than the Huaca Tunnel goes through the Earth, it would be correct to say the Earth is being held together by the Huaca Tunnel. Also, both the so-called spine and pages of this book were a product of someone's will. Aww. I have a question. Speak. Creating a world from nothing inside the Sea of Quanta would require an immeasurable amount of energy. Even if somehow the unnecessary parts are folded, it would still require vast amounts of energy. I'd like to know who made this possible and what were they after. To be honest, I can only guess what their motives were. However, I can at least be sure who that someone is, thanks to the records we found in the Great Library. Asatella Bahidlaki Juri Kavina. Yeah, that sort of sounds like Kevin. I'm just grasping at straws. I have no idea what that's about. Perhaps you know what these esoteric words mean, Professor Schrödinger. Would it mean... what? Is that like Greek or something? Yes, I see you're familiar with their language as well. Yes, I had a few encounters with it in the past. No, I don't think that's Greek. Maybe... would it mean Honkai? What are you talking about? Is it some sort of code? You're not entirely wrong. The closest words in our language make for a very poetic name. The Moonlight Throne, Selene. Huh. The Selene is the name of that ship that past civilization, or well, the previous civilization used against the final Hersher. like siphon off its energy. I guess delete its energy. Did that get its name from somewhere else as well? The Moonlight Throne. Selene. Interdasting. Oh? Judging from your reaction, it seems you know about it, Rita. You know about it, Rita. Mind telling us what you know? As far as I know, the Selene is an anti-Honkai weapon of mass destruction, and the main weapon of the mobile combat weapon, Arahato. Main weapon of the Arahato? I didn't realize they put it on the Arahato. It's like a... has that shown up in-game before? I forget if it's shown up in-game. It's like a... think of like a Power Ranger mech when they all assemble together. Sort of like that. Which is under the control of the enforcers named Tesla and Einstein. I see. So that's the story Shixel is telling. Anti-entropy and Arahato. They sure came up with a bunch of cool names. That said, Enforcer's pretty lame. Must have been Einstein's idea. Sounds like something that big, or it sounds like something that big oaf would come up with. It's nothing. I was just reminiscing about the past. Let's get back on track. Strictly speaking, the Selene is not a weapon. It's just an energy conversion device that turns Honkai energy into regular energy that can be manipulated. The previous civilization managed to create such technology, but by then it was already too late. Had they managed to keep their pace of development for 10 more years, the mass-produced Selene would have been able to absorb Honkai energy on a worldwide scale. The one called... was a prototype made 50,000 years ago. And tell me, Mayor or Chief, what relationship does that thing have with the Waka Tunnel? Waka Tunnel is just an alias. In the civilization we spoke of previously, it was called... I have no idea what that is. Terra Jutashi, which means ether anchor in our language. Ah. Huh. And that tunnel that goes through the earth is the ether anchor itself? Correct. It seems that previous civilization had a technology of capable of making a microcosm. According to my sources, the birth of this world was made possible thanks to an artificial expansion caused by the ether anchor. And that is also the fundamental reason as to why this world is stuck in the state of universe? That crucial energy source came from a prototype of similar nature to the Selene. That used to be the case at first, yes. After the stream of the membrane stabilized around the ether anchor, it began to grow by absorbing the Honkai energy that universes nearby leaked. The pyramids, the shape of the continents, the starry night sky. That's how all of it was born. Wait, doesn't that mean its real purpose wasn't to make small universes, but rather it's a way to transform Honkai energy? Could it be its true purpose was to exist as a space waste treatment plant? That's probably the case. That said, the volume of this world is significantly smaller than the volume of the original world. Maybe if I explain it like this, it'll be easier to understand. Upon activation, if one were to rank the Honkai energy used by the Ether Anchor to build a microcosm, you would get a similar amount to the energy levels the first Hersher or second Hersher possessed. See. But in terms of scale, the Honkai energy later Hersher are able to manipulate is far higher than that. Indeed, I suspect this project was a failure for them. That failure gave us this strange, beautiful world, and at the same time it planted the seeds of calamity. And the one who would bring that calamity forth is probably the emperor the legends speak of, Napoleon. However, more often than not, reality is far different from legends. Explain to them what we know about our enemy, Roland. A never-ending war has taken place in this world since the day the Republic was founded. We have our own technology and Star Whisperers, while the enemy has Honkai beasts and excellent battle tactics. They're able to swiftly assemble hundreds, if not thousands, of Honkai beasts, discern their target, and carry out their attack. And every time we develop a new weapon, it doesn't take long for the enemy to catch up and come up with countermeasures. All we can do is defend the fortress. At the very least, the country will be safe as long as the Huaca Tunnel is in our control. But if it were to fall into enemy hands, they'll be able to spread out and take over the world. We once considered negotiating with the enemy, but we encountered a big problem. We don't even know the name of the enemy country or who the leader is. All we know for sure is that there is a mastermind behind the Honkai beasts. We've also sent exploration teams composed of Star Whisperers. However, even when they stepped 1,000 leagues into enemy territory, they couldn't find anyone to talk to. The Honkai beast that attack our fortress comes out from beyond the walls, so we suspect the enemy's headquarters must certainly lie behind the energy walls. I can't believe it. If Napoleon has become a monster as well, then anything can happen. There's a very high chance he's gone mad. May I ask you something, Roland-san? You don't need to be so formal. What do you want to ask? Don't mind that. She's like that with everyone. It might seem a little creepy at first, but she doesn't mean anything bad by it. What were you going to ask, Rita? Regarding a certain term you used. Roland-san, what is a Star Whisperer? You don't know? Let's see. In simpler terms, it's someone like you and me who came from another world and have innate resistance to Honkai energy. Wait, she came from another world? Well, yeah, it still doesn't mean it has to be the same Roland. Then how come Dudu knows who you are, but you don't recognize it? Isn't that weird? It's probably because I have no memories of my life before I came to this world. Oh. I mean, that was always a possibility, but that is odd. I think whatever experience experiences I had in another world have nothing to do with my current self. People can't change the past, nor experience the future, because we're all living in the present. Was I too serious? Well, once everything is over, I might try to find out what that Roland Furioso was like. But right now, as a soldier of the Republic, I think it's better if I don't know. Sorry I'm not good at this Clockwork Orange-like talk. Amid the awkward mood, noise began to be heard during their communication. That noise gradually increased until the video call was cut off. That event serves as proof of the Caledonia deep diving to a place where radio signals can't reach it. Roland inspected the submarine's equipment with great interest and enjoyed Rita's cooking. Then, perhaps out of concern for Dudu, began to share funny jokes from the Republic. She didn't seem to mind her memory loss and embraced her new life in this world. When she thought about that, Bianca felt slightly envious of her. The next day... Wow, so this is South America? It reminds me of the Alps. Not surprising. We're 47 degrees south, almost the same latitude as Zurich. Phew! So cold. Should have brought a jacket. Geez, would it kill you to be more sentimental? The entrance to the Huaca Tunnel is on the valley past the canyon, but before we go, do you mind if we make a quick stop here? The soldier took off her armor in front of the stone monument. The wildflowers of early autumn gradually took the form of a wreath in her hands. We wanderers, ever seeking the lonelier way, begin no day where we have ended another day, and no sunrise finds us where sunset left us. Even while the earth sleeps, we travel. We are the seeds of the tenacious plant, and it is in our ripeness and our fullness of heart that we are given to the wind and are scattered. This is a memorial monument for unknown soldiers of the Republic. Every name engraved on them corresponds to a soldier whose body we could not recover, and to star whisperers who can't leave a body behind. Can't leave a body behind? Is that true? Yes. When a star whisperer suffers a fatal injury, what makes up their bodies rapidly decays and crumbles like sand. Seems like I let out something terrifying. Don't worry about it. Rather, it actually saves us some trouble, right? Speaking of which, did you notice what I put on my shoulder? Is that a military rank insignia? That's right. It's for the Deputy Army Commander. When going to the fortress, I wear it in accordance with regulations. But wearing this thing while in power armor, it's okay for a while, but it can get really uncomfortable. That's why my soldiers and I usually take them out. About that, Speaking of the power armor, I've been wondering. Miss Roland actually has Honkai resistance. Wouldn't it be better not to wear such heavy armor? In terms of agility, that would indeed be the case. But personally, since the other soldiers have to operate something so heavy every day, shouldn't I as well? Without understanding the difficulties the soldiers experience, it would be difficult for me to give accurate orders on a battlefield where mobility is needed. For as long as one serves as a military commander, a single command they give could determine the life and death of countless people. Every soldier must remember that. Why did it have to become a heavy topic again? Let's go. Across the valley, to tunnels and fortresses. Is this a railway? Are we going by train? Indeed. Be it soldiers or supplies, as long as it's not an emergency, it'll first be transported by rail. This is the main entrance to the tunnel, so it has more bandwidth. Bandwidth? Like the internet? Is it surprising? The capacity of data transfer should obviously be called bandwidth. Did I not say it before? The reason that the Waka Tunnel can connect to different places on the surface of the planet is because it can informatize matter and later materialize information. Wait, that's the same way genius works. So is the technology that sent you here similar? In that case, what you will experience next should feel very familiar. Wow, what an old station. That's because this is a genuine ruin. The ancients who worshiped nature built these temples. The fact that they're still standing after 1,000 years is proof of their devotion. Even the soldiers coming by troop carriers have to get off at this station and transfer to an underground specialized line on the tunnel. Everyone, please wait a little bit while I deal with all the procedures. Oh, thank you. The knight drove her power armor to a building that resembled a checkpoint. A nostalgic train whistle sounded in the distance. The cool autumn breeze from high latitudes stroked Bianca's hair, reminding her of the few days she spent in Arkhangelsk. Spelled in the Latin alphabet as Arkhangelsk, City of the Archangel. This city from the far north's branch is under charge of a D-class Valkyrie named Misha. Despite being only a clerk, she manages the entire state by herself with no problems. Misha once said that if every branch of Shixel was like hers, if everything was as simple as a Valkyrie accepting a mission and killing the Honkai beasts, then the world would be beautiful. It would be a world where everyone is living peaceful days. The whistle from the train sounded closer, probably coming to deliver new supplies and soldiers to the fortress. Roland came out of the building waving what seemed like a passport in her hands. She seemed to have stored the power armor. It made her look small and excuse me. It made her look small and pretty like Misha. Bianca ran toward the one waving, her heart praying for world peace. After climbing down such a long staircase, my knees are going to hurt. But is this the car we'll take next? How should I say it? It's kind of small. This is actually a modified traditional lightweight minecart. The cost of excavating the inside of the Huaca tunnel is quite high, so we chose the most lightweight design. Well, it should be fine if it's only girls, right? Although it might be hard for the grandpa over there. But look at those soldiers sitting down, still wearing power armor. Compared to them, does it matter if we bow down a little? What do you mean it's fine if it's only girls? If we stand together and compare, I'm the tallest of all of us, right? But you're young. Did your spine become like a grandpa's after too much desk work? No wonder you were the only one to catch a cold. This is a rare opportunity. Let's get on right now. This reminds me of the Galiosaurs. Only this time we don't need to contribute with muscle strength. Wow, the paddle rooms? That's the place where the stench of male hormones gather. What? So dramatic. So great. Okay there, Shakespeare. Although there's a word that I don't know, even with the translation, I agree with you. Sweat is both one of the ugliest and most beautiful things in the world. It's hard for ordinary people to understand the interests of a writer. But if it was easy to understand, then wouldn't the art have no depth? But people are so indulgent that they can hang a urinal upside down and claim it's a work of art, right? Wait, what? Do you still have such avant-garde works over there? I thought that Waiting for Godot was already the pinnacle of absurdity. Maybe it's because there are so many people like that. There's no shortage of Honkai energy in our world. Hey, I was just kidding. Lighten up a bit, okay? Human society is meaningful because it's so rich and colorful. If the people on the other side of the world had this kind of aesthetic spirit, there wouldn't be a problem with an energy wall for us to solve. Whether it was good or bad timing, just when Bianca was feeling the cultural shock, the train bell rang. Right after boarding in with Roland's guidance, the engine roar overwhelmed everyone's voices. The concrete wall outside quickly receded, and the train was swallowed by darkness. And just when Bianca was wondering if there was nothing more to it, a beautiful light shone outside, catching the eyes of everyone visiting for the first time. Wow, is that the spine of this world? So pretty. Isn't it? It's like Galactic Railroad has come to life. What? Ah, do you know Night on the Galactic Railroad? It's a fairy tale said not to have been finished in the original world. Then what about Rita? I have. The Milky Way Railroad is a soul train that connects the ground and the heavens. In our dreams, we would ride it among the stars with our best friends. Sounds like a sad story. Fairy tales always seek the delicate balance between sadness and warmth. And it is said that the author's sister had just passed away when he began writing this story. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have used the word sad to describe such brave work. You Valkyries are always too serious. Because there's no journey in life that can be repeated. Cherishing Ichigo Ichie is the simplest of the romances. Ichigo Ichie? It means one time, one meeting. Even if you meet with the same people in the future, be it yourself or them, will not be the same as you were then. That's not a bad thing, is it? What we call romance is so attractive because it can't easily be replicated. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? If you haven't seen my play, this line won't make you sad, right? I don't understand you at all. Rest assured, Bianca-sama, even if my name becomes Brunhild or Ortland, Rita will always be your loyal servant. Hey, don't make fun of your boss in public. Oh, it seems you're getting along with the Valkyries, Roland. Let me introduce myself. I am the Minister of Defense of the Republic and the commander of this fortress. Anna Charles Darwin. Huh. Everyone, let's sit down and drink some mate tea. Mate? Mate. Probably. Mate tea together. After getting off the command center station and passing through several large gates with dedicated gatekeepers, Bianca and her party met with the Minister of Defense, Darwin, who had been waiting for them. After her brief introduction, Roland introduces Bianca and her group one by one. Bianca really hated these kinds of formal greetings, but she waited until it was over. Can I ask a question now? Go ahead. What's the matter? Just now, you said your name was Darwin, right? Or last name was Darwin, right? It wouldn't be from the one from Origin of the Species. Oh, you mean my dad? Indeed, before I left that world, he was planning on writing such a book. I'm happy to learn that his book changed people's worldview for the following century. Oh, you're his daughter? But in that case, wouldn't the Origin of the Species you read be the work from a different world, Professor Charles? Nope. As far as I'm aware, from all known worlds, there is only one Darwin who published Origin of the Species, married and had children. It was my father. Huh? Then just like the High Priestess of the Yucatan, you spent so long in the form of data in the Sea of Quanta that it resulted in an apparent time leap? It's essentially different. But in your case, we can't use different universes have different starting points and different flows of time as an excuse. Because that's not the case. And I'm not immortal like the snake you met. The reason why there's a time contradiction in what I said is I'm a star whisperer born from the death of someone. A mere copy. Oh. Star Whisperer born from the death of someone. What if that's what Otto wants? The Star Whisperer of Callan, maybe? It wouldn't exactly be the same Callan, but it would be a copy. Who has all of her memories, I guess. That makes me wonder. Roland is a Star Whisperer, but she doesn't have any memories. But still, does that mean that she's a copy as well? Born from death? Copy? What are you talking about? The real Anna Charles Darwin died of illness at the age of 10. The one standing in front of you is just an afterimage inherited from the Sea of Quanta. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I'm a ghost or a spirit. This is just the result of applying the Ether Anchor's ability of copying the world on people. Be it the achievements of civilization or intelligent life, they are ultimately an amount of negentropy. You can use the Ether Anchor as a medium to balance the negentropy. Negentropy and imaginary energy, that is, Honkai energy, are associated with each other. In theory, we could indeed do the opposite. Use Honkai energy under control to create new negentropy. That is the basic principle behind the Selene. As expected of Dr. Schrödinger, who proposed the theory behind negentropy. You already seem to understand what I'm talking about. Well, what are you talking about? Valkyries, do you know the power of the first Herrscher? You mean the sovereign of anti-entropy? He can copy all kinds of mechanical devices, sacred relics, and even divine keys out of thin air, right? A good summary, but if we're being technical, he doesn't make those copies out of thin air. On the contrary, by manipulating the Honkai energy stored in his body, he creates a reason, making constructs out of something similar to negentropy. Generally speaking, Honkai energy is almost impossible to control. But he is a Herrscher, a superpower beyond human comprehension. Miss Darwin, your Ether Anchor has a similar power, but you can't manipulate it as you wish, correct? To be more precise, the Ether Anchor point can't be controlled at all. It by itself is salvaging information that can be restored from the Sea of Quanta, an ocean of data. Those two Valkyries there must have gone through the experience of being informatized and later rematerialized. That is a specially targeted salvage. This type of salvage is always happening in the present continuous. Therefore, their souls and consciousness also remain the same. Even if they show up on the other side of the world, they are still themselves. But the information of Anna Charles Darwin is already past perfect. The Ether Anchor just happened to read this vanishing data from the Sea of Quanta and restore it. That's why I can be sure I'm just a copy of a historical figure. Perhaps there's a more complex mechanism out there that can truly revive the dead. But this world's anchor cannot. Yeah, that really makes me think that is something that Otto's after. I forget, does he... I don't think he needs this world specifically. Yeah, he said about he didn't need this world specifically. It was more of an experiment. Thank you for being so honest, Miss Darwin. If you're not holding back on all these top secrets, would I be right to presume your Republic is in desperate need of help from our Caledonia? Who dis now? Such a sharp tongue, as expected from the Red Captain of the Seven Seas. I might just fall for you at first sight. Hey, Lona. Don't suddenly barge in and start making fun of our guests. Anna's still so stingy even after becoming the Minister of Defense. My name is Lona Draculesti, Commander of the First Guard. But you can call me Dracula. Oh. Unlike this beautiful but stingy girl next to me, I'm a Star Whisperer who doesn't need the ether anchor to exist. In fact, I've been alive for 500 years. What do you think? Aren't vampires strong? Let me translate. After being adrift in the Sea of Quanta for over 500 years, I no longer care whether I'm human or a monster, so don't feel bad for me. Am I wrong, Lona? You always ruin my perfect image. Friends of Roland, don't you also think it's hard to talk to Darwin? I think I prefer this straightforward style. It's at least better than our overseer, always speaking in riddles. Feels weird to talk about him in this way. He did save my life after all. Let's leave the talk about the other world for later. Everyone from the Inca Republic, your only important military goal is to destroy the Empire on the other side of the globe. Is that correct? Oh, are you the famous Dr. Schrödinger? That would be correct. The Republic itself only exists in order to deal with that natural disaster. Although I haven't done much lately. Is the reason why you summed it up in such a way because there's now a method to achieve that goal? You might say that. But first I need to ask a seemingly irrelevant question. Is there an idol working in the Republic? What? Why would you ask that now? Oh. What do you mean? Do you know that idol in some way? Simply put, we're trying to reassemble a long-lost powerful weapon. And a part of that weapon might be in the hands of that idol. You have to be joking, right? Miss Bianca, could you be talking about the gems that contain the power of the holy sword Durandal? That's right. Thanks to her connection with the gems, Dudu showed us some clues on where to search for. Coming! Bianca, it's coming! Hey, don't interrupt me, you idiot. What is coming? It's the golden gem of love. I suddenly felt its presence near here, like it jumped through time and space. Huh? Is that so? Maybe the person with the gem used the Huaca tunnel. It's very much like a hyperspace jump. Miss Darwin, is there a special event scheduled for today at the fortress? Today? There should be a live concert in an hour. Wait, could that star be the idol with a gem you're looking for? This hour? He should have just arrived. Star? Is she an energetic-looking girl with light blue hair? Light blue hair and a ponytail? Oh, so you do know her? No, I mean... Alright. What are you still doing here? Hurry up and go to the venue. You need to talk to her before the show, right? Go. We can talk about plans after it's over. Don't push me. I can walk by myself. The auditorium of the fort was much quieter than expected, perhaps because the audience had yet to be allowed in. Bianca was about to go straight to the backstage, but suddenly the accompaniment starts, and a girl in a cute dress begins her rehearsal. My voice, can you hear it? Your smile is like the sunshine after the rain. I don't know what I don't know how to sing this. An angel descending on earth. A rainbow between the clouds. A gentle creature running around. A poisonous rose spouting. Because if you were there, I could have cherished my fate. As if you were there, I could have been brave. Our souls meet. I only wish we'll no longer be apart. Our fingertips touch. I only wish to not forget those moments. Alright. So this should be Shigure Kira, right? I mean, we saw her in Chapter 25 EX. My thoughts, I wonder if you can hear them. Your hair is like a cool breeze in a midsummer night. Petals are scattered. A traveler doesn't know the way back home. My heart doesn't stop pounding. It's like a warm and sweet poison. Because if you were there, I could have cherished my fate. Because if you were there, I could have been brave. 10 years have already gone by. I only wish we'll no longer be apart. The 4 seasons will not stop. I only wish to not forget those moments. As expected of a real idol, her singing is so beautiful. No, I came here for the gems. Idol on the stage, could you spare us some of your time? And you are? Beautiful girl, have you seen a golden gem of freedom? Wait, before you called it the gem of love, didn't you? Or something? It takes over some of the functions of your body to allow you to succeed at things you couldn't do no matter how much you practiced. Whether it be writing, painting, singing, or dancing, you can do anything with it. Is she gonna want to let that go, though? And we hope you could return the gem to us. My name is Durandal. The red gem of courage and the purple gem of dominance were both originally part of me. And then what? What will you do once you have gathered all the gems? Break the wall that encases Europe and save the world. And you know what I, the super idol Shigure Kira, am preparing for? Yeah, it is her. Some kind of musical performance? The one where you lip sync? Doo-doo, please. Hey. Don't underestimate live concerts, you ignorant sword. Officers back there, could you invite these troublemakers out? This is a precious time for my rehearsal. If you have something else to say, I'll listen after the concert. Talk about a person of focus. I suppose we should just accept our fate and enjoy the performance first. Hey, I wonder who it was that hurried us to come here. But don't you like a person as resolute as Shigure? This might have come from nowhere. But since we have time, could you teach us a thing or two about fighting the Honkai? Of course, we'll also tell you about the Republic's strategic structure and military deployment power. Isn't this just right? There's still a long time until the concert starts. Well, Valkyries? Well, information exchange is important, but what do you want to know? Organization? Equipment? Something else entirely? If you don't mind, I'd like you to start with the history of Shixel. Information on it can hardly be found even in the Great Library of Alexandria. In that case, there should be no problem in asking for some of your confidential information. The same way you lent me this beautiful blanket. Of course it's fine. We've been waiting for people like you for a long time. A long time? Yes, that topic will come naturally sometime later. The lighting, the rhythm, the music itself. Gentle but strong, overwhelming. Whether it be a sport, an art exhibition, or a musical performance, there's some type of magic related to being there that brings human emotions to its extremes. Broadcasting and reporting might give the best angles and perspectives, but it also prevents the viewer's senses from wandering freely. Subconsciously, both the Valkyries and the generals stopped discussing and simply enjoyed the performance happening on the stage. Singing in Russian. Little snowberry, snowberry, snowberry of mine. Little raspberry in the garden, my little raspberry. Ah, under the pine, the green one. Lay me down to sleep. Rockabye baby, rockabye baby. What? Lay me down to sleep. Little snowberry, snowberry, snowberry of mine. Little raspberry in the garden, my little raspberry. Oh, little pine, little green one. Don't rustle above me. Little snowberry, snowberry, snowberry of mine. Don't rustle above me. Okay, is she just gonna keep singing this over and over? Raspberry in the garden. Oh, you beauty, pretty maiden. Take a fancy to me. Rockabye baby, rockabye baby. Take a fancy to me. Kira, Kira, our star, Kira. Continue to shine. Thanks, everyone. I love all of you. So that's an idol. A star. What do you think? Not a bad performance, right? It was great. It's been a long time since I've gotten so invested in a song. So, you understand now how important those parts can be to others? I used to be someone who could only dream of being on stage. Really, why did I have to be born tone deaf? You could even say that they used my poor singing as sonic weapons. But that was in the past. Now I'm a real idol in this country. I don't think you have the right to rob people of the Shigure Kira. I can lend the gem to you, as long as you promise to give it back. At least for now, I can't let down those who love hearing me sing. You know, that's fair. I was afraid she'd be like, nope, you can't have it, Lamau. But that's very reasonable. It's like, oh, alright, you can borrow it for a little bit. Remember to give it back. But you'll still lend it, right? As long as this isn't being done on a whim. As a citizen of the Republic, I don't mind supporting the country. But I don't want to see those resources going down the drain. Kira-sama doesn't want to see a disaster such as the second eruption in this world, correct? Obviously, that victory was just barely better than losing. Ah, okay. Rita tricked her. But yeah, this is the Shigure Kira from the main world. Maid, why would you bring that up in particular? Obviously, because you are a senior Valkyrie, Kira-sama. Shigure Kira. Kira Shigure. Ah. You're the Shigure Kira from Snowwolf Squad. Please stop acting like a ghost showed up in the middle of the day. This isn't the first time you're seeing a Star Whisperer, right? Well, yeah, but... Oh, was Miss Kira a Star Whisperer? I thought that the only one born in recent times was Miss Roland. What? Wait. Aren't you the Minister of Defense of this country? That's right. So how come you don't even know how many Star Whisperers are in your country? Are you neglecting your duties? Well, it couldn't be helped. In reality, the power of the Ether Anchor has weakened a lot in recent years. Ooh. And by weakened, you mean... When I was born in this world as a Star Whisperer, I was only 10 years old. During those times, people were able to use the Ether Anchor to induce Star Whisperers to show up and designate where their reincarnation would happen. So even a child like me could be found and raised as a soldier. I was the last one with such luck. Last? Ever since an accident 27 years ago, the Republic has been able to guide Star Whisperers to the country. Although we found Roland 3 years ago, he just happened to be found by a patrol team. We could say that the Star Whisperers were the patent of the Republic. But ever since we lost the method to acquire them, we've gradually become disadvantaged against our enemy. After all, even if we go all around the world looking for randomly reincarnated Star Whisperers, it's still difficult to tell them apart from Wanderers. That is, unless we use some unethical methods that would be against the very goals of the Republic. Wanderer? How does that differ from Star Whisperer? We use the term Wanderer to refer to people who accidentally crossed the border of the world and fell here. Star Whisperers copied by Ether Anchors have inherently good Honkai resistance, but that's not necessarily the case for normal Wanderers. And unfortunately, the population of Wanderers has been growing for the past 2 decades, making it even harder to find Star Whisperers between them. Is it because this world's existence is fading? I don't know. But if that's the case, we don't have much time left. If the bubble universe disappears, the lucky few will have the unknown fate of drifting in the Sea of Quanta. But for the majority, they will just disappear as well, dying with the world. Do you remember what I said? We've been waiting for people like you for a long time. Please take a look at this video. This country used to be called Tuantansuyu, meaning Realm of the Four Parts. These four parts centered on the capital of Cusco, meaning the navel of the earth. The south was called Olsasuyu, the north Jinchaisuyu, the west Kuntisuyu, and the east Antisuyu. The last one was also the root for the name of the Andes Mountains. Or Andes, at least Andes. The country's current name, Inca, used to be a title for the royal family. It now means that everyone has the glory of a king. The people of this country have never been good at using force. They would rather show their beautiful and prosperous lives, inviting outsiders to join them. And that includes Star Whisperers. The Inca value reason, peace, and equality. They don't allow two people to be treated differently from each other. From bonds forged by honesty and respect, they gain friends and family. Land and wealth have been evenly distributed since the era of kingdoms. In times before they got rid of their superstitions, they built miraculously connected walls, as well as sun temples that used pure gold instead of plaster. Once modern industry knocked on their door, they successfully controlled the ether anchor and used it to protect the world from our vile enemy. Even before livestock and iron tools, the Inca ancestors were able to cut and polish rocks the size of giants. They collected the raw material from mountains, crossed rivers and valleys, and ultimately built structures on flat land as though by magic. The boulders were smoothly polished and piled that even a blade couldn't pass through. Even though the architects didn't have cranes or pulleys, nor did they have rulers or scales. Those stones vary in size, and the surface is in no way regular. But those skilled people managed to fit them together in such a way that even with no plaster, they stood for thousands of years. The most outstanding of those buildings is the Sacsayhuaman. We might even feel the name itself has some power. From jungles to snowy mountains, from big rivers to glaciers, civilization can be found anywhere in the world, and the indigenous people have, alongside humans from other worlds, created a diverse and wonderful picture. Heroes from the other side of the ocean, and even from the Sea of Quanta. Your plan to destroy the wall will be to the benefit of everyone. We will spare no effort in aiding you. But before you do that, I hope you make good use of the ether anchor to take a look at this vast land. So says the Republic Chairwoman, Sophia Henry Thoreau. We have a gift related to those gems awaiting in our capital, Quito. You're welcome any time. Thoreau was a famous writer. I forget what he wrote, though. Let's check again. First, take line L3 of the Huaca Tunnel and get off at E2 Cajamarca Station. Then transfer to the Surface Mountain Railway S17, spend a night in the train, then get off at the terminal Quito Station. Estimated time of travel is 12 hours. Quito is one of the cities furthest away from the anchor point, and most of the travel is on mountain roads. But sleeping on a train is also fun. S-17 is a famous luxury train. Luxury train? Wait, why are you following us so naturally, Miss Shigeru? It can't be you plan on going to Quito with us, right? That's right. I don't have any plans for the next few days anyway, so why can't I? Those officers are busy. Let me take their place as the tour guide. Well, I don't think there's any problem with it. It doesn't matter who does it. I also have no opposition. Although I'm a legitimate Spaniard, I've only heard of legends such as Cajamarca and Atahualpa in my old world. If you can, please tell me some stories. Very interested in a Republic of Inca that has become an independent modern nation. Of course, it's fine. It's just that it feels too extravagant. It makes me feel guilty. It would appear that Bianca-sama has already become a fan of Kira-sama. Hey, don't talk nonsense. I just think that time's precious for an idol. No worries, it's fine. It might sound a bit strange, but for the foreseeable future, you'll be my most important business partners. I hope we can cooperate happily. Hey, you also have expectations of me as a Valkyrie, right? Now let's go to Cajamarca. I forget exactly what happened to Figure Kira in the main universe. So I guess I'm not entirely certain. Is that... And Chapter 25 EX didn't really make it super clear as well, I guess. But is that... the original Shigeru Kira? Or is that a copy, a Star Whisperer copy? Because as far as I know, Shigeru Kira did survive the second eruption. I just don't remember what happened to her afterwards. Oh wow, this is as luxurious as the Overseer's car. Is it really okay to travel in this? Even the bathroom is great. Overseer? Ah, you mean Overseer Otto? Ah, yeah. He plays around all day and is anything but dignified. He doesn't look like an overseer at all. It seems he likes you a lot. Do you know Teresa? Teresa Apocalypse? I've heard of her. I think she's the Overseer's granddaughter. Yes. The Overseer Otto she talks about sounds a lot like the one you talk about. But when he stands before us, there's always something chilling behind his casual smile. That's one side of him he doesn't let you see. Perhaps. Rita said the same thing before, that the Overseer treats me differently from others. But I don't think that matters. It doesn't matter how he is. I know what I need to do. I want to become stronger. I have to become stronger. Otherwise, I'm nothing. I can't stop at the youngest A-rank Valkyrie. You would be a great idol. What? The looks are good and the voice is perfect. Personality isn't the most popular type, but it can have its own charm. But this belief, Idols are angels meant to convey love, and only a heart with a desire of reaching the top can carry such a heavy task. She needs to become the person that everyone needs. She needs to fight against her own shortcomings, immaturity, selfishness, and prejudice. And more than that, in order to convey true love to the hearts of others, she must be like an unbreakable diamond, shining forever. How can someone do that? People can get hurt at any time. Even lions get hurt. They don't let themselves be seen licking their wounds. Because a lion is a lion. Well, in the end, I did use the gem of freedom to cheat. I'm the least qualified person to talk about this. In front of you, it's just bragging. But you still managed to become the brightest star on stage, did you not? I'm an orphan who can't remember her past. I know more than anyone that the world only cares about the results. I'm not saying that the process isn't important, but you need the 1 on the left to give the 0 a meaning. So, I really think that anyone who can realize their dreams is someone very, very amazing. Be it by cheating or being lucky, Higure Kira did become an idol loved by everyone, and who brings love and sunshine to their lives. That by itself is incredible, don't you think? Thank you. You really know how to encourage others, just like Cecilia. Cecilia? The video game record holder Cecilia? Huh? Video game record holder? Wait, is that your impression of Cecilia-sama? That's right, Kira was a big fan of Cecilia. No. I just think that she would be happier being called that. Sorry if I offended you. Almost every Valkyrie of Shixel knows Cecilia Sheriak is one of the strongest S-rank Valkyries from all time, and a great hero who made significant contributions in the Second Eruption. But she still died in the final battle. I have no qualification or intention of criticizing the deceased, but I believe that a Valkyrie whose goal is to be the strongest would not want to be remembered as a victim. Because calling her that means she was close to truly being the strongest. But because of a cruel twist of fate, she could not reach the peak. And I think that's regretful. Oof. Well, that is certainly a way to live. But is it really worth betting everything on becoming the strongest? You're only 12 years old. If both death on duty and retirement are accounted for, the average age of a Valkyrie is only 30 years. 12 years is almost half of that. Have you ever thought of not being a Valkyrie? Is there only fighting in your life? Kira-senpai also had comrades in arms. If I don't fight for this world, I won't be able to sleep remembering my friends who died at Agra Fort. If I need to, I'll think about how to live after I defeat the Honkai. praise of others, that's a painful way to live. But I've seen people like you. What would be painful for everyone else is the only way you can be happy. You will make the chairwoman very happy tomorrow. She also belongs to your minority. The idol in casual clothes seemed to be looking back at her memories. She only said goodnight before leaving Bianca's and Rita's room with a sad expression. I think I might have said something weird. No, Bianca-sama. It was because your words were noble that you evoked precious memories of our senpai. Was it because of the Cecilia thing? Although you didn't admit it, Bianca-sama really admired her, correct? Please stop. Saying it like that made me feel weird all over. So will you take a shower? Do not hesitate to ask if you need a back rub or massage. I don't need it. Early the next morning, the train departed from Latacunga and traversed the mountain valleys of western and central Cordillera. Less than an hour away from Quito, the mountainous landscape on the equatorial region was like a painting to the passengers. In ancient times, civilization could only be nurtured in these valleys. This terrain has good weather, abundance of water, and great fertility. As soon as the kings conquered a province, the first thing they would do is focus on increasing farmland and pasture. They would dig canals and level the land, and then the excess people and refugees would be settled into the new village. They wouldn't stop at only the valleys, but also choose hills and mountains with good soil to build terraces on. They start by building 3 solid walls along the mountain, slightly inclined to be able to bear the weight of the soil that they would be filled with, until it reached the height of the walls. After the first level is complete, you can build a smaller one above them, until you reach the top of the mountain. Later, the kingdom would expand into coastal deserts, where it never rains and there are no rivers to open canals. But they still found a way to cultivate the land. They would build villages near the sea and dig holes down to the sea level according to each one's needs. That way, the crops would get the water they need. And because the fertility of those lands tends to be poor, they would bury sardine heads along the seeds. That area is the same place where sardines are produced. Thus, they turned waste into treasure. Wow. Hiro-senpai knows a lot. That's because a few years ago I had to work as a guide for a bit. Huh? As a tourist guide? Isn't that a job typically reserved for locals? That's probably why the Idol Training Institution arranged that job for me. To learn the culture and way of thinking of the local people. Being an idol isn't easy. Did Kira-senpai never consider going back to her old job? Old job? Yesterday, you mentioned being a star whisperer, right? That's right. So, don't you want to help them on the battlefield? You like this country, don't you? Yes, that's why I'm willing to do more for them. Huh? But the way I fight now is different from when I was a Valkyrie. I don't mean I lost the ability to fight Honkai. However? However, there's a secret that Shigure Kira can't tell you yet. You'll understand when the time comes. Alright everyone, welcome to Quito, mountain city of the equator and capital of the Republic. The altitude here is roughly 2,800 meters above sea level, so be careful of altitude sickness. What? I know I've heard this music before. I think it's Russian. I'm not sure. What's the name of the snowy mountain over there? It's so tall. Its name is Cotopaxi, and the snow on its top never melts. In the local culture, it's called the home of the rain god. Now, back on topic. Our destination is the Parliament of the Republic. On the way there, we'll pass through the residential area, but you'll also be able to see the Equator Monument. For this part, we'll go walking. 3 kilometers should be fine, right? No problem. Alright then, let's go. So, is no one curious? There's a secret I can't tell you yet. Saying that and then pretending nothing happened, it's too evil. Isama, is there something on your mind? Oh no. How do I put it? Well, I think the people in front can't hear us. Why bring it up if you won't reveal it? I remember one time the Overseer showed me a set of strange archives. Were they about Kira-senpai? No, they were about her comrade, Shub Niggurath, which is obviously a pseudonym. That's the name of an outer god from Lovecraft's writings. But it's not unusual for a Valkyrie to use a pseudonym or code name. The weird thing in the archives wasn't that. Then what was it? The African branch reported the death of Shub Niggurath twice in early and late 1990s. The South American reported it once in 1992, and the far north one more time in 2000, for a total of 4 reported deaths. What? Even if the first 3 were false positives, isn't it a bit too much? I also asked that. The Overseer answered it with, "There will always be 1 or 2 mysterious passerby among us, so I don't think it's all that odd. But that's not important. You have to learn not to bring up things that don't matter to the overall situation." But, passerby? What is the Overseer talking about? I don't know, but Shigure Kira is with no doubt the Valkyrie who has been partnered with Shub Niggurath for the most time. Maybe not only one of them, but both are carrying a secret. Perhaps she was trying to make you aware of it, but the truth is too complicated to explain it now. But how much can her battle style change? Even if after becoming a Star Whisperer she received an alien radio wave transmission, can't that be explained in a word or 2? Bianca-sama is really impatient. I hate that. Even if you are a maid, there's no need to point out your master's shortcomings all the time. Oh, I apologize. Enough. I'm already getting used to your tricks. Attention, everyone. Over here is the most famous attraction in the capital of our republic. The Equator Monument. The stele is 30 meters tall and sports a sculpture of the Earth on top. The yellow line on the ground is the equator itself. The 4 pedestals represent the 4 parts of the world, which you might remember as being the same meaning as the Republic's old name, Suyu. It's also worth mentioning that this square has been around since ancient times. One story says that the king ordered that a gold chain that can only be carried by 200 people be made, and then everyone from the palace would hold it and dance in this square to celebrate the birth of the prince. It's still better than those lifeless towers of London. Do you think so? But isn't it a pretty ordinary monument? Doesn't Tower 42 exude a much stronger aura? Tower 42? Is that some mysterious futuristic building you use to communicate with aliens? Shakespeare-sama. Tower 42 is a commercial skyscraper in London, and it has nothing to do with aliens. Is that so? The 42 made me think it would have been the work of a mad scientist. Well, 42 does suit anti-entropy. What? Did you just laugh? Dr. Schrodinger? Yes. After all, everyone has memories they're fond of. Ah, you don't need to worry. It doesn't have anything to do with you or even with the present. Speaking of which, I'm well aware that this city is special, but why does a republic that prides itself in controlling the anchor point place its capital at the city that is the farthest away from it? Did you not think of moving the capital again? It already moved once with Cusco. Well, they have a reason to keep it here. At first, Quito was made capital only because of the approval ratings, but later, as the attacks on the anchor point increased, the point furthest away from it was believed to be a place suited to keep stability as a capital. At least, that's according to the majority of parliamentarians. That does make sense. It might not be a common point of view, but it is understandable. Say, do you know the story of the ancient Far East? You mean Shenzhou? You're right. Chang'an, which is good for defense. Luoyang, which is balanced, or Kaifeng, which is best for transportation. At the time, which one should be the capital was a highly controversial debate. But in the end, there's no real answer for that. The real choices are made depending on the mental state of the people, not on paper by theorists. Miss Champollion is supposed to be an archaeologist, but speaks like a politician. People do say that history and politics go hand in hand. Let's go. It's time to see the chairwoman. It shouldn't be too far, right? Ah, yes. I already made an appointment, so we can see her right away. "15 minutes later. Parliament of the Republic. Iberian tea room. I'm gonna resituate myself. I was becoming shrimp. Okay. Everyone should have rested well on the train last night. Please forgive me, but I'll open with a philosophical question. Are we using the railway, or is the railway using us? Are you looking for the gems, or are the gems looking to be found? Visitors from a faraway land, what is it that you fight for? Does she have 2 gems there? We're getting 2 at once? I meant it when I said that government is best, which governs least. But because of external factors, I can't reach such an ideal in the Republic. Perhaps the organization you belong to is the same. When humans need to let society operate efficiently to survive, they are forced to entrust their fate to few representatives. That's something that can't be helped. I heard that the mission that brought you two to this world was to investigate our ether anchor. In other words, your goal is directly related to the lifeline of this world. Which brings up the question, how important is the ether anchor to both of us? I don't know how to answer that. But in our world, there's so much Honkai energy in the air that my weapon is quickly recharged. In there's no clear boundary between Honkai and peace. People are forced to just accept their destiny. But the person who leads us in this fight believes that investigating this anchor will be valuable to our cause. I think that should help you understand how serious this mission is to us. Did you emphasize the serious part because I'm typically not? Not my intention. Don't mind it, I was joking. I'm an artist and a dreamer. I'm always trying to change the world. So, wouldn't it be great if I could change the fate of 2 worlds at once? Bianca, you're a very nice girl. I believe that everyone you meet in your life will support and help you. Thank you. Back on topic. If you are really willing to help the Republic in this world, then we will in return offer something much more valuable than just survey results. Yes, something countless times more valuable than the 2 Durandal gems on my hand. Dang, she really does have 2 of them. But instead of going into the details, I'll start with the conclusion. Facing the threat of Honkai, the Republic has long since developed a plan to completely save the world. It's a very bold plan with almost no shortcomings, except for the lack of someone who can accomplish it. But of course, that has changed now. Fate has brought you to the Republic. Now the preface is over. To be precise, there is a role we want you to take. Only one question. Ask away. What do you think the success rate is? The first step should be 99%. The last 1% is because we haven't confirmed your Honkai resistance levels. But the second step is not something I can tell you in numbers. When the time comes, all our preparations might turn out to have been for nothing. But even then, even in the worst-case scenario, we have a way to keep things from getting out of control. The decrease in Star Whisperers has certainly put us at a disadvantage for the long term. But Constantinople did not easily fall in 1453. Got it. We'll give you our answer after retrieving the Gem of Prosperity on Easter Island. Thank you for your sincerity. Oh. Ew. Bianca-sama. Ah, Rita. Sorry, did I make you worried? The chairwoman's plan is very bold. It's natural to hesitate. Well, I think it's actually fine. I don't think it'll conflict with our mission in any way. Huh? I'm just worried that I can't do it. After all, we're indeed an unknown variable for this world. If we fail, many people will feel pressure from the end of the world. Well, you're probably right. But did you know? The next day, they'll drink and sing as usual. Don't think of yourself as a savior, little girl. This is not some play. You're not fulfilling a promise of salvation. You're using your weapons to give people a chance. And that's it. Whether you change this world's fate or not, what we'll do is just news. Did the old citizens of Constantinople care if Belisarius restored the old Rome? They didn't. They only cared whether your Emperor Justinian would increase taxes and force merchant ships into the army or not. So don't worry. How to please the people is the chairwoman's responsibility, not yours. Still don't know if I'm suitable for... Then you should relax even more. In the end, there are only two things you could do now. Either accept the chairwoman's proposal and go home with more info on the ether anchor, or reject it, sum up what you found, and try to steal more valuable information from her. Although the latter doesn't benefit this world in any way, you will be doing it for your original world. Hey, what do you mean? Is this kid that type of person? Sorry. I just wanted to relax a bit. Tell me how that's relaxing for you. You think you're Indiana to come up with something so dangerous? Indiana Jones? Indiana? Is that something popular in the future? Excuse me. That's something popular in the future? You can guess. Who told you you can be a scholar who keeps thinking of things like the 36 stratagems? And by the way, the real Indiana is much better than you. Sorry to disappoint. Alright. It's not that I don't know what to do. I should say I just need to sort out my feelings before I can take the plan seriously. 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. Let's leave that for later. First, we need to get the Gem of Prosperity on Easter Island anyway. After all, we did get the information for free. Two days later, deep in the South Pacific. Who dis? Yo. Welcome to Rapa Nui Island. Call me Caravaggio. Hello, Miss Caravaggio. I already heard what's going on. Let's climb the mountain. The Gem of Prosperity is near the top. I heard Caravaggio-sama is a star whisperer specialized in guarding the Gem of Prosperity. Does that mean the gem is now dangerous? Nah, it's not dangerous. It basically only strengthens a person's vitality. Huh? And why does it need to be guarded on such a remote island? Ah, it seems you're mistaken. It's not that the Gem of Prosperity is strictly guarded on the remote Eastern Island, but the Gem of Prosperity can't leave the remote Eastern Island, so someone is watching it. It doesn't matter if you don't get it. Seeing it in person is better than hearing me explain. I was originally a painter. I'm not as talkative as that red-haired playwright who crosses the sea. I see. Wait, the way you said that, do you and Captain Shakespeare know each other? Who knows? It's better asking your captain for things as old as that. Don't look at me. I don't remember doing anything to this short-fused painter. There it is. That's how this gal is. Everyone, did you ever realize, or suddenly realize she changed topics to hide something? Ah. Well, did you? Captain, I won't allow you to talk nonsense this time. You remember how you explained finding Durandal when we first met? I stumbled upon it. Yes, that's it. Picked up sounds so ridiculous now that... Wait, Bianca-sama. Sorry to interrupt you. What now? That part is true. She did pick me up by accident. What? Remember how I separated from Dr. Schrodinger when I came to this world? Captain Shakespeare picked me up during that time. As for after that... Huh? My records show a fatal error occurred in the system at the time. Strange. Why are there no memories on the conscious level? Was the system error so serious I even lost my memory? Putting aside your own problems, you're saying that all in all, was this red-haired dwarf really just lucky to find you? Oh, Bianca, I don't know if you could just breeze past that so quickly. That sounds very concerning. Yep, that's certainly true. And was Dr. Schrodinger's also a meeting by chance? I'm not really sure. At the time, my gem of reason was being used for something else, so I have no memories. I'm the one who found the captain. At the time, she was like a I forget how you pronounce that. Novio? Riche? Making a show of the sword on the market. It was really just a matter of time before I found it. What's with the descriptions? I can imagine her making that stupid smirk too clearly. It might be a stupid smirk, but it was a sign of finding something one of a kind. Why are you so proud? Going along the road, it was noticeable that the higher the altitude, the more desert-like the ground became. There are several stones called moai in here, said the shrugging star whisperer in native clothing. All imitations of another world. The people from this world like to copy everything from others. In the words of our chairwoman, we would rather spend money on the luxury of furnishings than on safety and convenience. Our houses are like a postmodern living room, with Indian lounge chairs, Turkish beds, and Arabian canopies. We put thousands of things from other worlds into our homes, things which their original purpose would make King David roll in his grave. Of course, when she said this, she had yet to become the chairwoman. At that time, she could say with no hesitation that a person needs no luxury beyond 3 meals a day and a bed. I went on a tangent. That story has nothing to do with what you're about to see. It also has nothing to do with your captain's past. It also has nothing to do with any individual. There was no trace of wind on the mountaintop's flat ground. But in spite of that, the vortex of Honkai energy was enough to make everyone feel suffocated. And in the center of the vortex was not a sculpture. That person is still alive. She's been alive for a long time. "7 years ago. Miss Deputy Minister, please explain the current situation to everyone." "Very well. Early this morning, the automated routine monitoring noticed an..." Oh, excuse me, I'm having a coughing fit. Let me get some air going in here. I think it's getting a little warm. Might be making me cough. Alright, I'm back. Okay. The automated routine monitoring noticed an abnormal concentration of Honkai energy on Rapa Nui Island. And at the same time, there was an abnormal depletion of Honkai energy in the center of the anchor point, where we are now. It appears to be a rare case of anchor capillary blockage. What do you think, Yuki? Yukimura. Okay, that must be her. The island is just an abandoned resort. so it's unlikely any human casualty will occur from the gathering of Honkai energy. However, the depletion of Honkai energy means that it's likely there's a group of capillary channels connecting the island and the anchor point center. If left unattended and the Honkai Dam suddenly breaks, it would cause devastating damage to the anchor point center. In the worst case, it would be a tsunami of Honkai. But of course, it's not so urgent that it would happen in just a couple of hours. So going by Chief of Staff Sanda's suggestions, will it be fine if we send 300 people to solve this matter? 300 people? Is that really necessary? Departing from Caldera using a steamboat, it would take 5 days at the fastest to reach Rapa Nui. Oh, excuse me. Had to clear my throat. Today it only takes 3 people to solve the issue. 5 days later, we'll suddenly need 30, and 10 days later, we'll need to send 300. That's how it goes. And considering travel time and possible bad weather, I think it will be appropriate to send a team of 300 right away. This operation might face unexpected problems. About that, please let me lead the team in this operation. Why? You're one of the designers of the anchor defense system. We shouldn't allow you to take risks, personally. It's precisely because I'm familiar with the structures and performance of the defense system, and I'll be able to react to any sudden change and make the right decision. Besides, no one in this world has experience with anchor capillary blockage. To minimize damage, you should let a Star Whisperer who is both used to anchors and the battlefield lead this expedition. This is also a good opportunity to repay you all for taking care of me. But just to be safe, Commander, I want to borrow something from you. Sonata had borrowed our Gem of Prosperity from the equipment department. Now that I think about it, he probably was prepared for the worst from the start. Why is she like this? I don't know. At the time, the concentration of Honkai energy was much higher than we could ever imagine. I have no idea what this gal did. By the time I realized it, the concentration of Honkai energy had been greatly reduced, and the passage from capillary to anchor point had been successfully bridged. And she was frozen like this. Most of her body had already been crystallized. Without the vitality from the Gem of Prosperity, she wouldn't even be alive. Ever seen freezing rain? Sometimes the whole tree gets encased in ice. Whenever I see the Honkai energy crystallizing in her body, I think of that. Apparently, the Star Whisperer's body works like a container of Honkai energy. Crystallized Honkai energy is hard to dissipate. What the heck? What just happened there? And it's as stable as nitroglycerin explosives without diatomaceous earth. Then what can we do? Although her whole body is crystallized, she's not much different from a vegetable human. She's still alive. So if when she's touched, she falls and breaks down into a pile of rocks, Would it have been worth moving her? But it's already been 7 years. That question no longer matters. What matters now is be it you, the country, or the world. Everyone's in need of the gem the Scal holds, right? That's right, but before the Valkyrie even finished speaking, the painter in indigenous clothing was already walking up to the crystallized samurai. She silently raised her club. Hey, what do you think you're doing? The painter did not respond. As though she hadn't heard anything, she swung her club with all her might. Stop! Are you gone crazy? Isn't that person still alive? Jeez. I really don't understand you people. What? Didn't you come here for the gem? Now the gem's in her body. Isn't smashing the crystal the only way to take it out? Of course not. Alright then, why don't you tell me this other method? You don't have one, let me go. Hold on. Yes, tell us what to do, Dr. Schrodinger. There is a way, but that method will have its own costs. Doesn't matter. Anything is fine as long as we don't have to kill her. Calm down. In theory, we could reactivate and manipulate the Honkai energy and have it leave the Star Whisperer's body. Now that we have the Gem of Dominance, that should be possible to do. Then let's get to it. However, Honkai energy can't just disappear. Once reactivated, for everyone's safety, we can't allow it to wander freely. You mean... Yes. Given the performance limitations of Durandal, our only option would be to transfer the Honkai energy to the body of the sword's holder. Therefore, if the wielder's Honkai resistance turns out to be lower than the Star Whisperer Sanada Yukimura's, everything she's done would have been for nothing. I know I can't do it, but if it's one of you Valkyries, well, only you knows how high your resistance is. Dr. Schrodinger, I think I can do it. It's not something you should say on the spur of the moment, Miss Bianca. I know. A certain doctor once said something to me. Bianca, your Honkai resistance will increase every time you're exposed to Honkai energy. If you ever choose to become a Valkyrie, remember this. What can't kill you will make you stronger. Trust me, Doctor. This amount of Honkai energy isn't enough to kill me. Bianca-sama. It's fine, Rita. I got exposed to this amount of Honkai radiation in Agra Fort for a whole night. It put me in a week-long coma. But this time it won't take that long. Let's go, Dudu. The girl stabbed the two-handed sword into the sandy ground. The Honkai energy crystals gradually melted away from the samurai's body, but the next moment, they formed terrible shockwaves around the girl. But the girl's will did not waver. Valkyries, be it by birth or modifications, are all fighters chosen to adapt and manipulate Honkai energy. Although her blood was boiling and her consciousness fading, Bianca Anagina still held on to Durandal and used her own blood and flesh to dissolve the waves of Honkai energy. And at the end of this storm, old memories lay and began surfacing once again like a dream. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Getting used to hospital life? Hospitalization is like this. There's no getting used to it. Ah, right. I chose my first and last names. The form is on the head of the bed. Bianca Adagina. Congratulations. From now on, you have your own name. Doctor, it's still early morning. Did you come here for an exam? No. I just came here to see you. Looks like you have a lot of free time. Isn't being a surgeon a job that kills you from overwork? It must be because the departments of this hospital are very finely organized, right? Pediatric neurosurgery. You can tell by the name I don't have many patients. I don't know much about doctors. Anyway, when will I be allowed to get out of bed? I don't feel anything wrong with my body. Well, it's almost time anyway. How about you go for a walk with me? If no problems come up, I'll let you move freely tomorrow. Really? Really. As the saying goes, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. So how about leaving after eating this apple? In ancient times, this place was called Kulkas. Yes, the same destination of the mythical Argo, and the place where Princess Media helped Jason steal the Golden Fleece. Ah, it seems you don't know this story. Putting it in simple terms, a magical princess fell in love with a prince who was a captain and helped him steal her country's god-given treasure, the Golden Fleece. The prince and the princess married on the ship later. The real story starts after that. On the way back to the prince's country on the Argo, the princess's younger brother chased them down to regain the stolen treasure. And for the sake of the princess killed her brother without mercy. The prince returned to his home country with the Golden Fleece, but the usurper who promised to return the throne if he succeeded turned back on his word. The princess then used her specialty, magic, and tricked the usurper to enter a magical pot of rejuvenation, causing him to die in the boiling water. The princess did so much for the prince, but he ended up leaving her out of fear. In his eyes, the princess's blood-stained hands resembled that of a devil's. In fact, the prince didn't even expect his adventure to succeed. But when the princess did all of that for him without worrying about the cost, he felt panic, fear, and even disgust. But was the princess really in the wrong? A poison named love had taken her soul, and all she could do was give all her support to the one she loved. even if she stains her hands with blood, even if she becomes an enemy of the world. Once love captured her soul, her life was destined to become a tragedy. Of course, she's still happier than the vermin whose lifelong love would never be reciprocated. But in the end, she still killed her only proof of happiness. Her and the prince's 2 children. That's a really scary fairy tale. Why'd you want to tell it to me? Because one day you might meet someone similar. I feel like he's alluding to himself. Because, like, so much that he's done has been to help Callan, save Callan. Whether it be what he's been doing the past 500 years, or around the time of Callan's death. Like, I mean, for one, there was the experiments that he was doing that Callan found out about, although she didn't know that he was doing it. She hated that. And then, on the day of her execution, I'm pretty sure he released Honkai beasts into the city in order to distract everybody and save her. But she refused to go with him and tried to kill the Honkai beasts instead, leading to her death. Yeah. I feel like this is referring to himself. When the time comes, try not to take pity on the princess. Huh? Like the princess would be him. She is already knee-deep in a bloody swamp. Even if she wanted to turn back, it would be as equally as difficult. Or equally as difficult. Could it be that you have someone like that around you? The world would be a terrible place if that was the case. Bianca. There are all kinds of people who would do all kinds of things, bad things, for all kinds of reasons. But please believe in one thing, that there are more kind-hearted people than there are bad people. Because if that wasn't the case, then hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of years ago, humanity would have wiped itself out. The blonde doctor turned to face the sea. His mouth sang a poem the girl couldn't understand. There's an island of graves, an island of silence. In there my youth is buried. I will return there with an evergreen wreath of life. I made such a decision, took a boat and crossed the sea. For me, you will destroy all graves, as only where there are tombs can there be resurrection. So, Rita, now that you've met Bianca, what do you think of her? I think she's a special type of person. Explain. It's just my intuition, but She seems to be the type of person who cherishes the past, in spite of being so young. How do I put it? Once she decides on something, she won't easily change her thinking and methods. Many people in the world claim they can do the same, but the truth is they have long changed their opinions. Because of that, I think that if Miss Bianca is properly cultivated, she will surely become a backbone of Shixel in the future. But this Otto isn't a leader suitable for that, right? Overseer? I didn't know you could joke. No, I'm not kidding. An organization such as Shixel isn't suitable for the growth of middle-level personnel. After all, I always have the final say. Of course, it has its own advantages, so I'm not changing it. Even then, I would like to make a soldier who will protect her in the future. Think you can do it? Overseer, you're asking for me? I think you're the only person who can help me with that right now. Of course, among the qualified people. Sooner or later, just like her predecessors, Bianca will realize that the Overseer is not the person she thought she knew. Rather, he is the exact opposite. Once that time comes, will she be able to remain calm enough? It's up to you, Rita Rosweiss. At first, I didn't know what the Overseer was trying to tell me. He gave me the profiles of many different people. Eleanor, Octavia, Brianna, Teresa. One rejected the title of S-rank Valkyrie and left headquarters. Another was unfortunate. She turned into a Honkai beast in a radical experiment, and had to be killed by her companion on the spot. There was even one who betrayed the mandate of Shixel and had her records erased after death. And the last one wasn't even a Valkyrie. It's almost like when you enter Shixel. Once you grow to the point you can help save the world by yourself, you will almost certainly have some kind of conflict with the organization itself. The Overseer. What does he really want me to do? Miss Ragna. Sleep talking? I, in many ways, am different from them. I don't really care, but people who envy me are starting to imitate me. I can see they're overdoing themselves. It's difficult, but to no avail. Teacher, I think Rita's very strong. How did she do it? I see. The daily life of the strong is the romance of the weak? Whether it be joy or pain, it's romance. But there's people who don't like that type of romance, right? What do they do? I agree. You're right. People who don't pursue that romance can never become a Valkyrie. Huh? One day, in their own way, they'll protect me? You're telling me she sleep-talked all of that? I'm lucky if anything I say while sleep talking is coherent. Okay, so Yukimura's okay. Miss Rita, how's the situation? It's all right now. He's sleeping very peacefully. Even had a little sleep talk. But Miss Yukimura, you haven't closed your eyes all night. Even though Star Wars Whisperers are physically strong, you should take care of the health you just recovered. There's an ancient saying from Shenzo that says, the grace of dripping water should be reciprocated with a gushing spring. Not to mention the grace of life-saving. Besides, you haven't slept yourself, have you? I am Bianca-sama's adjutant. This is part of my work. I understand and am touched by Miss Yukimura's desire to repay Bianca, but please take care of yourself. In a few hours, Bianca-sama should be fully recovered. If you want a short rest until then, I can prepare some sleeping pills for you. Very well. Then I will be respectful toward your wishes. Ragna-senpai once said that maids are invincible. At first I thought it was a joke, perhaps a personal hobby. But now I feel as though I understand more what she meant by that. It's not that one becomes invincible when they become a maid, but rather that one must be in perfect condition to become a maid. Just like the saying, a mother is invincible. Without a constitution that allows me to stay awake for a day, with only 4 hours of sleep, I wouldn't be able to play this role well. For some reason, I remembered a fragment of a book left between the archives of a Valkyrie. It was cut from a novel, and the cut was neat and smooth. Anyway, I keep picturing all these little kids playing some games in this big field of rye and all. Thousands of little kids and nobody's around. Nobody big, I mean, except me. And I'm standing on the edge of some crazy cliff. What I have to do, I have to catch everybody if they start to go over the cliff. I mean, if they're running and they don't look where they're going, I have to come out from somewhere and catch them. That's all I'd do all day. I'd just be the catcher in the rye and all. I know it's crazy, but that's the only thing I'd really like to be. And the owner of that page betrayed her destiny. In the future, I will probably take a completely different path from the one she took. That doesn't mean I don't understand what she felt. And although she was a traitor, she was a strong woman. If she had lived up to the present day, then perhaps Bianca wouldn't have been so lonely. No, for that kid, being alone doesn't mean she is lonely. What she needs is not a strength without match. What she needs is to keep getting stronger. That's the type of person she is. It seemed like I had a long dream. It was broken, chaotic, like a revolving lantern. I couldn't remember the details. The sun shined into the room through the porthole. This is probably the infirmary. The crew's probably taking a lunch break. Yes, it seems like my attempt was successful. That's why we're going back leisurely. If anything had to be said to be off, a miracle. The quilt was still covering my body properly after waking up. Is that? The moment I sat up from the bed, I understood where this little miracle came from. She was sleeping soundly on the end of my bed. Unprotected. A face that both feels familiar and unfamiliar. At first, to be honest, I just treated her like a freak. I don't know what Otto was planning. This is such an important task, but the adjutant he gave me is one as far from serious as one can be. Eventually, I realized she has her own type of resolve. She seemed to value the person, Bianca, more than the mission itself. Although that's the type of job an adjutant usually has. But she saved me. She saved everyone. Even if it was planned in advance and just kept in secret from me. Weird. Why would I think about this stuff? Isn't it just her job? I don't actually need to know who she is, nor what her goals are. But... Sorry, coming in. Let her sleep for a little longer. Let's talk outside. Finally, I'm so glad you woke up. You feel anything wrong? Can you remember who we are? Well, rather than feeling discomfort, I kind of feel even more energetic. But what happened to the samurai? Is she alright? She's fine. She took some sleeping pills and is resting in the sailor's room. She's very worried about you. She stayed awake outside your room all night last night. She even used seawater to perform misagi for you. Misogi. Hold up, what is misogi? Misogi. Japanese term referring to a Shinto purification ritual, often involving immersion in cold water, particularly under a waterfall to cleanse the mind, body, and spirit. I see. And what's that? It's an ancient way of praying. You take off your clothes, splash yourself with ice-cold water, and pray for someone. Well, Star Whisperers can't catch colds anyway, so no need to worry for her. Where's the captain? She's out on the bridge. You going to see her? Yes. The plan the chairwoman brought up. I want to do it for this world. Don't you need to think about it more? Won't your life be at serious risk if you execute it? Hey, you're not confused by having just woken up, right? Of course not. Did you forget? Both Rita and I have the genius. As long as the two worlds are close, we can return to our original anytime, anywhere. You think there's anyone more suitable to take that risk than us? Besides, the case from yesterday should have proven my Honkai resistance, right? You... to prove it? It's nothing. I was just thinking about unrelated things. If you planned that far ahead, she wouldn't be Bianca, would she? Yo, you're here. Figured it was you when I heard someone climbing up the ladders. Is the captain enjoying the scenery? Yeah. How about you? You come here to tell me you're going to partake in the chairwoman's plan? Eh? You? How did you find out? Well, I'm not 20 years older than you for nothing. Just before you got here, I was remembering a book from that big library. It started like this. He was an old man who fished alone in a skiff in the Gulf Stream, and he had gone 84 days now without taking a fish. A man can be destroyed, but not defeated. The Old Man in the Sea, Ernest Miller Hemingway. Few people from the future are really familiar with these works. But if someone doesn't know the experience of actually fishing, then for them, that phrase is just an excuse for self-deception. Young people are the first to chant, "Don't be afraid of failure." But unfortunately, they're also the first to give up halfway. That's why you're an exception among exceptions. If everyone was as clear-cut as you, the world would operate much more smoothly. Their lack of perseverance is also their way of freedom, isn't it? I might not know how to do things half-heartedly, but I get that it's a way of life that some people can enjoy. A woman was looking at the sea when below the empty beer cans and dead barracudas she saw a huge white spine. It had a huge tail fin attached to it. Once the strong east wind continued to make waves outside the harbor, the tail would be swept away along with the tide. "What's that?" the woman asked a waiter, and "What's that?" the woman asked a waiter and pointed to the long spine of the big fish. It was now more just waste waiting to be swept away. More waste just waiting to be swept away? "Tiburon," said the waiter. "Sorry, it means shark." He wanted to explain the situation. "Oh, I never realized that a shark tail would be so beautiful and elegant." "Neither did I," said her male friend. "A half-hearted person can't see the shark. They will only see the meat on the plate, and a bunch of garbage. Are you fine with it if they were just born destined to be that way?" "I think I am." "You don't think that everyone can be a fisherman, do you?" "Isn't the purpose of a fisherman to bring good meat to the table while showing specimens, wreckages, and videos for the people to imagine a big fish?" "Well, that's not a real fish now, is it? They haven't even seen one." "That can't be helped. After all, everyone has their own limit. Besides, while giving my all to achieve my goal, I must have missed plenty of beautiful scenes in other places, right? Although people often say that a beautiful scenery awaits at the end of a difficult road, everyone can only follow a route that they can travel by themselves, right?" "You're right. It's just that there are a ton of pretentious people who will try to achieve things they can't do at all. Sometimes they'll succeed by a fluke. Most will unsurprisingly fail. Even then, just like that fisherman, at least they saw a real moving fish, right?" "Very well said. Perhaps I was being arrogant. Indeed, no one can judge a hero based on success or failure. Even I have to respect my past." "Oh? Captain's past?" But aren't you a world-class playwright? Oh, I wasn't talking about that. Soon we might have a chance to talk about it. It's nothing. For now, think of it as... the old man was dreaming about the lions. Early next morning, Satellite Control Center, Alexandria, Egypt. Alright, everything is ready. Are you really going to do it? Of course, since the mission of the Curator ends here. I can't leave you with all the mess, right? I think this is the least I can do to make up for you. You're too cruel to yourself, Curator. But on the other hand, we can also help you, right? Yeah, according to you, this is being done to save the world. Or will you come up with an excuse for us to not help? Of course not. Rather, I do want you to help me. Just make sure not to leave any evidence. In name, you are all my precious hostages. Everyone, let's make a bet without any precedents. Huh? What are they up to? Okay. I'm thinking this might be a good place to stop. Oh, it's only been 18 days. Been all over the place in 18 days. Let me just see where exactly this is. I mean, I don't think I can finish this today. Let's see. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I might be able to finish this today. There's only 30... How many parts are there into these chapters? Oh, there's 31. Nah, I think I'll save it for next time. Yeah, we're about to start the last segment there, it sounds like. They have all the gems. All that's left is to take the fight to the Honkai Emperor. Well, and I guess not just that, but save the world. Whatever the plan is that involves Durandal. I mean, I think we've already seen what the plan is from Chapter 25 EX, but I won't speculate on that. I'll let it just play out. But yeah, anyway, I have been off a bunch already and everything. I don't know if I can fully make it through 5 more chapters with different parts. So yeah, probably next Monday then we'll finish up the Durandal visual novel. And then maybe do a little bit of Honkai Impact 3rd proper. Get back to I guess start chapter 2 of Elysian Realm. But yeah, a bit of a shorter stream today. I mean, I don't even stream on Wednesdays. But yesterday I had stuff to do and couldn't stream. That's gonna be it for today. Let's see. If anybody's interested in social media, there are links for Discord, Twitter, Blue Sky, and YouTube. They're in the chat. You can always find those links in the About section of my Twitch or under the socials banner. For anybody watching the VOD on YouTube, if you're ever interested in watching live, there will be a link in the video description to my Twitch. So tomorrow, we'll be doing some more Night Rain. I think the next enhanced boss is called Noster? I think that's what it was. The moth one. I hate the moth. It having like, yeah, all that poison cloud stuff and the orbital lasers and the crab. Anyway, moth tomorrow. And then Friday, Trails in the Sky SC. Well, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing Sunday. I could even finish this up on Sunday. I don't know. I'll think about it. Gotta figure out what I'm gonna do Sunday. But in the meantime, thanks for being here. Hope you all have a great rest of your day, night, whatever, wherever you are. And I'll see you around. Bye-bye.